All right, so welcome to our class today. We appreciate everyone being here, and I invite you to join me now for a time of meditation. And so, as usual, I invite you to find that comfortable position in the chair or lying, wherever you are, however you are, as we begin to bring our attention inward and letting go of the outer influences. We hold that intention to relax and to center within. And so as we are aware of the weight of the body on the chair or whatever surface we are on, we become aware of this present moment, this time, and this place. And I invite you to relax your shoulders and maybe flex and relax your hands, flex and release. Relaxing your hands, being grateful for your hands. And then relax the small muscles around your eyes and your jaw muscles. And then just check to see if there's any tension anywhere else in the body and just send your love to it. Breathing into any areas of tension or discomfort. And now bring your attention to your breath, and I invite you to take 3 full deep breaths at your own pace, breathing in deeply down into the belly and the chest, expanding fully with the breath. And then exhaling fully, gently. And do that 2 more times at your own pace, taking deep cleansing breaths and full gentle exhales. Remembering that the exhale is when we give the body the signal, you are safe, everything is okay, you can relax. And now we allow the breath to find a natural rhythm, being aware of the movement of the body as we breathe. And as we center within, whenever we notice our attention being drawn to some other distraction other than our focus, we gently come back to our focus, to our center. And so that's an awareness we keep throughout. When the mind wanders, we just gently come back without criticizing ourselves, without feeling inadequate. It's simply a part of this human experience. The mind wanders and we bring it back. And now I invite you to bring that attention into your heart. And if you would like to, you may put one or both hands over your heart, adding the healing energy of your hands to your heart space. Remembering that we are not focusing necessarily on the physical heart, but the energetic heart, the vibrational heart, the center of divine love within us. And you may feel the warmth from your hands joining the warmth that is in your heart area, reminding us of the healing warmth of divine love, the unconditional, all-encompassing, infinite, and eternal love of the divine. Because we are made in the likeness of the Creator, we also hold that energy naturally as a part of who we truly are, that energy of divine love. So I invite you to call to mind someone, a person, or a pet that you love so completely that no matter what they do or don't do, you're going to love them, and you do already, and continue to love them fully and completely without reservations, without conditions. This is the essence of divine love. And notice what energy you're holding as you think about this beloved. Perhaps it brings a smile to your face to think of this loved one. And so now I invite you to hold yourself in this energy, giving yourself loving approval and acceptance. And you may want to silently say, I love and approve of myself. I accept myself just as I am. A spiritual being merely having a human experience, an important and enriching human experience. And as we are compassionate with ourselves, we understand that we sometimes fall short of our highest expression of love. But that does not mean we are unlovable, for you are always lovable. You are the love of God in expression. You are an extension of that infinite essence, that healing, harmonizing power that is always and already there within you. Enough, more than enough, to love and accept yourself just as you are. As we sometimes say, I'm in my right place, on my way to a perfect place of divine expression. In every moment, you are already that perfect expression. And so let go of any self-criticism, any guilty feelings about things you may have done or not done, knowing that in every moment we are doing the best we can do in that moment, in that circumstance. And I invite you just now you may want to put your hands on your upper arms like you're crossing your arms in front of your body, giving yourself a gentle, loving hug, a soothing, kind and compassionate gesture of the care and compassion that you have for yourself. Knowing as we are compassionate with ourselves, we can be compassionate with others. And now just relax your arms any way you want to. And we just take a moment in the silence to affirm being open to accepting this truth for yourself. I love and accept myself just as I am. I am a beautiful expression of divinity, kind and caring, loving and generous. Take a few deeper breaths to breathe that truth in. And just notice if there's any shift in the energy in your heart area. And then I invite you to join me in raising your hands with your palms outward. As we have activated this divine love within us, we send it out to others, to all of our world, to all living beings on our planet, to all of life and whatever level on our planet, the planet herself. And now we bring our attention back to our own hearts as we give gratitude for growing awareness of the truth of who we are as perfect expressions of divinity, here to fulfill our purpose, to bring light, to share our light and our love right here, right now. And so it is. Amen. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and visually rejoin the group. Namaste. Welcome, Martha. Welcome, Pam. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, Virginia. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. I hope everybody's doing good. I have things to talk about today, but I will start with the questions that I usually ask. Not the same questions anymore. It's not like what happened to you that was happy. I let go of that. So your question for today, one of them is, given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want to have at your dinner table as a dinner guest? Having the choice of the entire world, the one person that you would like to be sitting with in your dining room table. And I want to know why.
Does it have to be
Only one person?
Yeah, the one person in the entire world.
They have to be alive, people? Living?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, because we can communicate on, regardless. So I think we'll start with Sarah.
I had a feeling you were gonna call on me.
Uh-huh.
That is really easy for me. If I could have dinner with anyone, I would want to have dinner with my father.
Okay.
Who passed away when I was 7 years old. And I think it would be wonderful to talk about my life and be able to share and hear his response and how and confirm, I guess, that he's been a part of it the whole time. And yeah, that would be wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lisa.
The first person that came to mind was Jesus or Mother Mary.
Okay.
I couldn't think of a lot of people.
No, but one. Pick one. Pick one and tell me why you picked that one.
I would just like to be in the presence of their energy and to be able to ask them.
I said pick one. The question is pick
Jesus.
one.
I said Jesus.
Okay, and the reason is the reason was what? Or
I said because I'd like to.
Of the energy.
Yeah, I'd like to be in the presence of his energy and ask some questions.
And what does being in the presence of his energy does to you? I mean, you're already doing that just unconsciously. But anyway, what does that energy do for you?
Okay, I changed my answer. I would pick my mother. My
Okay.
mother actually during the and that was a wonderful meditation, Rev. I thank you very much. My mother, because she's one of the funniest, wittiest, and most intelligent, interesting, supportive people I've ever known, and I just loved her company. So just to be able to laugh and have dinner with her and or travel with her, do something with her, talk to her. Yeah. I mean, I talk to her every day, but in person would be nice.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Charlotte.
Louise Hay, because
Okay, and
so positive, and I've always thought that everyone should have her look up to her instead of sports people and that type of thing. She's a very positive person.
okay, that sounds wonderful. Thank you. Sam.
Okay. Hi. My son. My son.
Okay, and the reason?
He's gone, and I really miss him.
So is that the only reason that you're wanting to contact your son?
Well, I would like him back, but if I had a chance to talk to him about a few things, a few more things to talk about before he's gone.
Okay.
Give him love.
Okay, thank you. I find it interesting that everybody's speaking people that have gone, rather than pick somebody who's already here that you can actually reach out to, that you may admire or for whatever reason. But okay. Martha.
Hi. Hi. I also fall into that category. The person that I want right now is my daughter.
Okay. Another daughter or the same daughter?
The same daughter, because I don't know if you all know.
Okay, the communication barrier there. Yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
You want
I
to be
don't
able to
know if I've
communicate with
told you
her
because
normally?
well, she ended up at the hospital. It's a long story. And from
Okay.
there, she's with her dad, and I'm pushing for housing and support to be found for her. But I miss her so much.
Okay. So how long has it been since you last seen her?
And yeah, I like him. Yeah, I just wanna.
Mhm.
I'm just yeah.
I saw where you guys went and had a picnic in the coldness. She picked the table.
It's been like 3
And
weeks, but I see her. I see her
Right.
once or twice a week because I pick her up and I take her to therapy and
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've
Diane?
had a lot of weight about her.
Okay. Diane? Okay, I'm gonna skip Diane right now. Can we go with Pam? Pam?
Yes, mine says webcam closed by organizer.
Yeah, you just, instead of putting the mic on, you put the, you shut down the video, but it's okay. I can hear you. We can hear you. So go ahead.
I would want to have dinner with my father.
With your father.
Yes, because I was 16 when he crossed over,
Okay.
and I would just like to know what his views are and if they're different than what I remember him, you know, what my perception of him was at that time, and to what his views really are.
Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Pam. Penny?
First of all, let me apologize to Reverend Virginia. I had a time line jump there when I said, did you turn on the tape? When I, instead of saying the recorder, I said, like you have this old reel-to-reel tape there next to your, on your desk, right? You know. Anyway, I definitely had a timeline jump there. I would invite my Aunt Betty, 95-year-old Aunt Betty, who is my mom's only sister, only sibling. We would bring my mom and dad in, and Uncle Bud, her husband who passed, and they would be there with us. And so they would be there in spirit, obviously, but we would bring them to the table with us. And the reason is because they had, the four of them, when they were all dating, when they're in their early 20s, and I have all these pictures of them, they had so much fun. I mean, they had so much fun. And I mean, they just were such great friends. And it was just so joyous to see them interact in these pictures. And yeah, my mom said it was always, and my aunt said it was always so much fun when they would go double dating. And and sorry, I'm having something in my throat here. But no, I would, and then we could sit there and talk about some of the experiences that they had together. But I don't know in my lifetime that I've ever had that much fun. I just have to, I'm just saying. And they definitely were the most loving husband and wife. And again, not something else I've not had in my lifetime. So anyway, there you go.
Thank you. Donna?
We used to play that game. Like, if you could have anybody sit down with you and have lunch, who would you do? And
Right.
I've always admired Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, cool. I thought you were going to say Da Vinci. DiCaprio is a good.
Yeah, I admire him too. But
yes.
But yeah, I just think he's a very good actor, and
he's hot.
And not bad looking. and also you know, I'd like to get his perspective on his views of what's happening in the world.
Okay, thank you. Reverend Virginia.
Well, I bounce back between one person who's not in the body now and one that's in the body and one that's in the body.
I'm going to switch to the question because nobody answered about leaving people. So don't worry, you have a chance to do both.
Okay, I could do both. Then I would choose David R. Hawkins because of his insights, but also because of his humor, because he found that place of pure peace and joy while he was still in the body. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and he's a great role model. And he let go of everything.
Okay, now I want everybody to reverse the thing. If you answered that You want to talk to somebody who crossed over? I want you to now tell me somebody who's alive and kicking. And if so, if you did somebody who is alive right now, I want you to pick somebody who has crossed over. So I'm gonna start with Virginia.
Thank you. So the person that came to mind for me who is in body is Reverend Marsha McCartney, Unity
Okay.
Minister. And what I like about her is that she is very present to her feelings, and she's able to have a great balance between the human and spiritual at the same time, embracing both. She has a very open heart and is very wise.
Thank you. Donna, the same question. Somebody who crossed over for you.
Yeah, for me, it's somebody that's already crossed over, which I would like to have dinner with my grandmother on my mother's side, because she crossed over before I was born. And she came here to the United States from Hungary. And she has quite a story to tell. And I have some questions many questions that I would like to ask her. Because she was escaping an arranged marriage in Hungary. So there's a lot of, there had to have been a lot of heartache there in leaving her country and so on and so forth. So I would like to spend some time with her.
Okay, thank you. Penny? Go ahead.
This is tough because I have a couple relatives I would like to see again.
Okay,
but
toss a coin.
Okay, toss a coin. I have to say, because I never knew her, I would have to say my great aunt Florence, my mom's aunt, who she was named after, because she was very metaphysical in a time when that wasn't so popular. She was a businesswoman in a time when that wasn't so popular. She traveled around the world in a time when that wasn't real popular for women. So, or very common, let's say, for women. Because she was born, I think, late 1800s, and then she was doing all these things in the early 1900s. So I think I would like to sit down at the dinner table with her, and because my dad just thought she was awesome, and my mom always said such really good things about her. So I would, and I just inherited, I just was given by my aunt a beautiful glass bowl. And I think that's why I'm feeling her spirit, because I was given this beautiful glass basket, and I put it on Facebook as a matter of fact, that she had gotten as a wedding present. And my aunt wanted me to have something. And I said, well, just one thing, because I'm trying to get rid of things too. So my aunt picked out this basket for me, and it's a glass, and it's gorgeous, and it's got like bubbles. And if you look through it in the sun, it's like millions of bubbles. But anyway, it's on my wall unit now, and I think that's probably why I'm feeling her spirit, because but she was just, it seemed like a very fascinating woman. So I'd like to talk to her in person.
Okay, thank you. Martha, somebody who crossed over.
I'm just going with my first hunch for both of those answers. My grandmother, on my mother's side, we were very close. I grew up with her. It would be great to be with her again.
Okay, thank you.
She'd say.
Thank you. Charlotte.
The Dalai Lama. I'd love to sit at the table with him and hear all his wisdom.
Yes, thank you. What about Pam?
Carolyn Mace, the author.
Pam. P-A-M. Pam.
Okay. This is the only person I can think of is that one of my friends from years and years ago who had called me all the time after Rod died, and he probably doesn't realize how much he helped me.
Mhm.
And he called me last night and he told me they're giving him 6 months to live. He's got liver cancer. He'd been in Portland and they'd done tests and stuff, and then he's back in Mexico and he's going to get treated there because he said he needs to be with his children when he dies. I think I would like to sit at the table with him.
Mhm. And talk to him. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, Dalai Lama was one of them, but Carolyn Mace, she's an author. I don't know if you've heard of her, MYSS. Yeah, yeah. I would
Absolutely.
love to talk to her. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Sarah.
I think an author that came to mind for me was Neil Donald Walsh. I've always really enjoyed his writings, and I feel like he's a very loving but like very down to earth kind of person. And I think it would be really cool to have a dinner table discussion with him, ask him some questions.
Okay. Thank you. Lisa.
Well, I was going to say the Dalai Lama, but everybody else has said that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the Dalai Lama or my father.
Okay. Did I get everybody?
Except
For
you.
me. Yeah. A living person. I'm gonna go with the people that have already crossed over. I would like to sit and pick the brain of Tesla. Tesla? How do you pronounce that? Tesla? Okay. And given another choice, probably my favorite author, who is Osho. Those would be the people. People that are living today, the closest that I'm interested in talking to would be Carolyn Mice also. So that is about it. Today, we're going to be talking about free will and victimhood. Okay, I want to talk about free will and victimhood. So when we start moving into higher states of consciousness, we start to step into free will more and more, and we start to step out of victimhood because you're rising. I want to preface quickly when I talk about higher states or lower states of anything, like something's higher or something's lower. There's really no division there. So there are some people that are saying, well, that's a divide. It's a division, but it's not. Or you're saying something. I have been approached and said, somebody said to me, better, and you're saying that you're using opposites, and I'm really not. I'm trying to explain. I'm saying something is better than or less than. I am not saying that. That's the lens that what you're looking through or using. So we must use words, which is semantics. We must use something to describe energy, because energy doesn't have words. It is energy. Does not need an introduction. Those are your vibes. When energy spins and it creates a state of consciousness and experience, when energy increases its velocity and frequency, when it speeds up, it moves into a faster state of consciousness or a higher one. It just starts to move into higher states or faster states. That doesn't make it any worse or any less. It's like let's say you're an athlete and you take off running for miles, and then you have somebody who is walking very slowly, who can't walk that fast or keep up with you. Neither one of those are wrong, only that there's different frequencies. If you start looking at things as frequencies rather than something's good and something's bad, you will get what I'm trying to tell you here. When energy, when it speeds up, it moves into faster states of consciousness or the higher ones. It's just, it starts to move into higher states or faster states. And when you do that, it's almost done automatically. It's not done by thought. This is, we're moving energy. I mean, I don't care whether you're running in your shoes and you're carrying on, or if you are, let's say, having a painting, taking the brush with strokes is not something that you rush, okay? But they're both instruments, how we use our, so when somebody says, oh, that's a low vibe, a very low vibe for me to be around or something like that, find out when you see that, find out why is that upsetting you? Why are you having that limitation? You cannot blame anybody else, so I need to know why. I mean, I'm not asking you, I'm asking myself, why do I have a reaction to something, or I consider something less than? When I put myself higher, I have now become a pedestal. The problem with pedestals is that you can crash, you can come tumbling, falling down because people have a different impression of you. So on either side, you need to be careful. So we're not analytically, but we're looking to see the energy of a person. Understand that, people? Okay. Okay. When energy slows down, it spins also, and it moves into a slower state of consciousness or lower state. There isn't a hierarchy. There isn't a better than or less than. It's the way we are experiencing the velocity of an energy or consciousness. It gives us an experience. And what is happening here on the entire Earth plane is that the Earth and humanity and all beings on it are ascending consciousness. So we seem to have an upheaval and a divide, and there's nothing of the sort. Some people are choosing to remain where they're at. They want to remain in their comfortability level. The ones that are not, the ones that are ascending, there's no such thing. You will always have something on the outskirts, on the side, and some of us even in our life. But it is part of life, and as light workers, this is what we came to do, to help the collective. Okay, but nobody said that this was going to be easy, because before you can help the collective, you have to help yourself. this is what is happening right now. It is not that the lower states are bad and that we don't want to experience them. It is just a natural flow of what is happening. So when more light moves into your physical body, and this is, I need you to hear this. When more light moves into your physical body, it starts to increase the speed of light or energy in the body. So your energetic body is going at a higher frequency than your physical body, and you get tired more, you get more quickly exhausted or tired, or feels like the day just went by too fast. Okay, but it's because we are ascending and that energy is moving. You cannot stop energy from moving, and we came here to do a job. So because we're doing this job, you are being thrown into the frying pan. So if there's anything that you can assist others with out of your own experience, to say, teaches you compassion and kindness. So that's not bad. It's everything has been planned accordingly, according to our gifts. And we need to recognize that we didn't come here for us. We have a free ticket. Once we leave this place, we're done. Okay? So when more light moves into your physical body, starts to increase the speed of the light or energy in the body, and you start to naturally move into faster or higher states of consciousness. And one of those is that you start to become conscious, or like I said, aware or awake. I like the word. I like the word aware, because in order for you to be present, you have to be aware. You cannot go out there with closed eyes. You really need to look at you and say, okay, if something's scaring me, I want you to, tell me what it is. Bring it up, and so you can work through it. Recognize that you're a free will being and that you are not a victim, because you're not. So free will is a natural state of being for all consciousness, and it literally means free and tender, or free creator will. So now we're talking about creation of what surrounds us. Right there where you're sitting, look around. All of these are your creations. You have a certain vision for what you like, and then you go find it. And eventually you will run into what's in your head, into what you produce. For example, when I first started watching Star Trek, I used to love to see the Captain Kirk pound on this piece of metal, and it was a communicator. And now we have that with different instruments, and we also have a phone, and we're always with it. So it's your equivalent. I can't wait to find the food replicator, so I can come home and say, okay, I want a rack of lamb, or I want the vegetarian dish, or I want whatever, and there it is. So think about all the things that TVs and movies have shown us through the years, and how many of those things have now come to pass in our lives. So what does this mean? What will it mean? All it means in creation is the intention, and its creator, which is in this case is you. So we are free creator beings. what happens is when we drop into the body and we're attending in a third dimensional field right here, right now. These dimensional fields, they're very dense and they hold polarity and duality, holds in an infinite amount of experiences. Good, bad, right, wrong, feel good or doesn't feel good. And when we drop in, it is so dense that we are under the illusion. And the illusion is that we are not free-willed, that we are at the mercy of the cosmos, of the outside forces, and that's an illusion. Um, that we are not creating a reality, that's not true either. That the external is creating the reality for us, and then we choose from that, that's not true either. And when we start to think about the external creating the reality for us, we then start to become victims of the external, to the external. And then what happens is we start looking to the external to fix us. We do. Manipulation, greed, lack, divide. These are all consciousness that are in the external. So from the moment we are born, we are taught that we must look at the external for validation. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just part of how this matrix works. Right from the moment we are born, we are in such density, such that we forget that we're creator beings. We forget that we have choice, and we forget that nobody has ever done anything to us. That we have always been creating every now and moment. But when you live in the illusion of unconsciousness, when you live in the illusion that something is doing something to you, then you are disempowered, and you act disempowered, and you become the victim, and you're at the mercy of somebody's reactions, or somebody non-reactive, or somebody who, whether somebody did something or the opposite, you will still be upset. You will question the result. And you will question the intention of somebody else. And you make up your own intentions. So that creates a lot of pain. It is a painful situation to expose ourselves to say that this is our truth, when in reality it isn't. When in reality you can change your surroundings regardless of the excuse in front of you. Whether it is an event, a person, an object, or whatever, a thing. So, like I said, this is how the matrix works. And from the moment of birth, we are continuously hammered and bombarded into accept this reality. This is what you need to look at, not what's inside you. They tell you not to be a daydreamer. They tell you not to think for yourself. So right now, in this now moment, humanity, you and I, are becoming empowered. We're starting to make choice in every now moment. Choices is what you need to make through intention, so you know where you're at. We're starting to step out of hood. Nobody's doing anything to me. I am always choosing, and this takes a lot of courage, because it's much easier to blame things or others, so we don't have to look at ourselves. We don't do this consciously, it's done unconsciously. All those choices that we supposedly make or not make, even when we're making choices and we we make a choice by not making a choice because we are afraid to move. And a lot of people says, well, and then they say, well, it's the universe. No, it was you because you didn't make the choice. So everybody else made the choice that they wanted and left you the leftovers. So intend what you want to create. Like I said, it's just that we forget and we have handed over our now moments, our creator abilities to the external, to authority figures, to systems like the educational system, the political system, the religious systems, and we're looked and we have looked at them saying, please help me. Well, whichever system of this that you know that we have depended on. And like I said, a lot of people use that to manipulate you. Okay? You start with, please help me. Please make me better. Please make my life better. Please guide me, etc., etc. Or please tell me what to think. People are sometimes not even, I have been asked to tell them what should I do here? What can I do? What can I, how can I do this properly? And it's okay to do this up to an extent, but do not let it become a habit, because then you're disempowering yourself from thinking that somebody else knows better. You are the author and the writer of your life. Pick up your pen. Don't give your pen to somebody else. You're the one that wants to write your story, not your counselor, not your friend, not your teacher, not your best friend. You want to be empowered, you take care of you. And not by what somebody else says, but what you feel. What is your gut telling you? What is your truth? Because somebody else might tell you a truth that is true for them, but it might not be true for you because you're not resonating there. You're not really obligated to follow anybody, but it takes courage to face ourselves, which we have to do. And the thing is, because we're so used to, it's a lot easier to go, you did it. I'm blaming you because X, Y, Z. You know, if you want to do something, let it be done by you, because, you know, you cannot go and have somebody else follow your script any more than you would like to follow anybody else's script. It's empowering to do so. At the same time, it's very difficult because it's a lot easier, like I said, the blame game. When we start with please make me feel better or make my life better, it gets a little deeper because you really don't want to look at you. So, when you say please guide me, it's the beginning of opening up your door to say, okay, guide me. I need some, I don't know, there might be a way out, and I'm only seeing my vision over here is just I'm with blinders on both eyes. So I want to be able to communicate and see what truly are my choices. Like I said, yes, do not go out there and you know, you can do this a little bit, but don't make it a habit that everything you do is through somebody else. Do it because you matter, and because to validate you as a divine creative being, you need to be validated by you. We cannot be validated by other people because that will never fill us. There will always be an emptiness there because there's this wanting a validation, and we take a person and we say, "Ah, my partner, compliments me, I can do this and that and the other." Not really. What you're feeling is feelings that come from you. That other person didn't give you those feelings. You chose to open up and share those feelings. Understand that nobody gave you those feelings. They came from you. Even when you are in an intimate relationship, what happens? Back to me. When was the last time you loved yourself? You don't have to tell me, just think about that. So when somebody comes to me with that, please tell me what to think. Please tell me what to do. Teachers, spiritual teachers, right? Tell me what to do. You look at them and you say, please, you know everything and I don't know anything. That's a lie. That is false. That's an unconscious way of being. You know everything. Even if you don't know it yet, the knowledge is there. The knowing is there. And when you educate yourself and you go out and you learn things from this third dimensional field, you are bringing it in, understanding how the third dimension, that field, how it operates and how it works. It is good that we know that we don't want to go through those methods that the third dimension matrix has in store. That's the blueprint of I need to looking outside and saying that I am the one that needs something. They always put you in a needy position. You need to work. You need to work so many hours. You need to follow these hours. You need to whatever it is a need. You need to work. You need to receive your social security check. You need to do this and that. It's not that you need to. A lot of the services that we get, we work for them. We paid into the systems. Nobody's giving you anything. You have done it. So when you're receiving something, be grateful that you were able to supply for your future needs. So yes, your teachers will not know everything and you know nothing. That's not a true statement. It's really unconscious. It's an unconscious way of being because you don't want to take responsibility. You know everything, like I said, and you will step into the knowledge once you are open or you ask the question. The best way to ask a question and get an answer. And if you really want to know your answers to your questions, you better listen. If you want to have an answer to your question, you need to ask an open-ended question. Then your mind, your physical brain, your mind, everything, all the awareness in all your fields start working like, oh, she's looking for this. But because it's an open-ended question, it will give you the most information possible. When we start doing that, we are critically analyzing the field. You're critically thinking about it. Does this make sense to me? It doesn't matter if 20 million people believe it does. It does if I believe it is so. When you start to step into free will, when you start to step into the creator that you are, when you start to step out of victimhood, when you become the observer and the being of every now and moment, you start to ask yourself, what am I experiencing right now? And did I create that? Or did an external factor create it? That's a massive question to ask yourself in an every now moment. What am I feeling and being and doing right now? Did I create it? Meaning, did it come from internal? Did it come from me? Or did an external created it? I.e., did somebody tell me my truth? And what I mean by that is sometimes somebody's explaining something to you and you're going, you recognize that truth in you because it has a depth to it and you resonate with it immediately. If you're looking for truth, you will start resonating with those words. And the words don't have to come from a teacher. They can come from a TV commercial. They can come from a newspaper. They can come from your dog, your cat. It's not exclusive to profound thinking, profound analyzing. At this point in our new dimension, we are required to think less. We are required to analyze less because we are not putting our attention on something that we think limits us. The more we put our attention on that, the more limited we become. The more you talk and hash and rehash your problems, the more you're thinking, why can I not come out of this hole? Because either you keep on talking about it, because you either feel sorry for yourself, because you are totally disempowered by focusing your attention on the outside. When you put your attention within you, that is going to start giving you answers, the correct answers for you, and that will start giving you nurture and love, because it's non-critical. It will be abrupt and it will tell you what you need to hear, but it will be accurate. Open-ended questions, people. Did somebody tell me what to be afraid of? Did somebody tell you what to be afraid of? What to avoid? Throughout all our lives, somebody's saying, be careful with this and don't do that. And if you do this, and if you do that, scratch that. Even the sayings that they have, a lot of the sayings are wrong because they're in some way putting you down. Like, I really went through all this tragedy and all this stuff, and what I'm grateful, and I'm also wanting more because that means that I am learning. That's not the way to learn, people. You know, that's gonna take 10 lifetimes for you to do that. You know, you do not have to be the martyr. I'm trying to get you out of victimhood. And when I say you, I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about the world per se. You and me. So, did somebody tell me who to not listen to, or what to do or not to do? We must navigate this now in an awakened state, in a conscious state. So where is it coming from? So first, observe, what am I feeling, being, thinking, doing? Is it coming from the external or the internal? Do I want it? Do I want to be experiencing this? You know, because you don't have to experience things you don't want to. Choose again. The power of life and death is in your tongue. Use it. Does it make sense to me? Does it resonate? Ask yourself, am I blaming somebody else for my now moment? Am I blaming external situations and experiences? Am I blaming people? If you're blaming, you're in victimhood, totally. Submerge. It's time to come up, 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 up. And, you know, I had a horrible week, but I refuse to stay there. I am not a, it took me a little bit more this time around because a lot of things happened. And I am okay. I choose to be okay. I choose life. I choose joy. I choose love. But it's a choice. Every now moment is a choice of, you know, set before you at every second. Choose life. Every time it's telling you choose life. Choose love. Choose joy. Things cannot happen to you unless you classify them as hurtful, nasty. These things are hurting for a reason. Why did my friend didn't call? Why didn't she show up? Or why did the boyfriend didn't call or didn't show up? Or why did somebody ignore me? All these things hit where most of us are vulnerable at because of fears of abandonment, of fears of being alone and not being looked at as, because we want to maintain that image of self-assertion. I am strong. I can do anything. I can, you know, do my whole thing. But the thing is, not really. You were not meant to be here to do anything alone. You're here to work as a team. In any condition, in anything out there, if there's people, you should work as a team and not you as above anybody. Work as a team. Okay, I do this and I do this and I do this. And you do that and everybody else does something, not in a higher or lower situation. That way, when a job is finished, we can say, we did it, not I did it. I deserve all the credit and I'm the hero. That's so third dimensional. Totally third dimensional. Can we open our hearts enough to allow other people? To allow other people to come up with us? Or are we so unsure of ourselves that we keep people at a distance? That way, you know, they need me because they need to know how I do things. They need me because, and it's an unconscious need. It's an unconscious need. Listen to me. That's a key point. It's an unconscious need. So I was saying, does it resonate with you? Ask yourself, am I blaming somebody else for my now moments? Am I blaming external situations and experiences? Am I blaming people? Let's get out of the victimhood. It takes a lot of courage to start doing, because it's going to, it's like if you're going on one of those rides, that keeps moving because it's not going to stop. You have chosen a higher vibration. So a higher vibration will definitely come your way, but it is going to, the price of admission is you're going to go faster. You're going to go faster. And if you can, if you were allowed to go faster, that means you're going faster because you can do it. You can do whatever it is you asked, or you wouldn't be asking for it. But if you're still working on victimhood, somebody didn't do something, somebody did something, somebody, went on their own way, somebody, does not want to drive that far, somebody, they have to take care of the dog, whatever, cat, no matter what it is, we need to be more self-assertive and more courageous as far as accepting our oneness and accepting our divinity. It's just that simple. If you're in a situation that you cannot fix, let's say you are going through a divorce and there are experiences that you're having through that divorce that you must go through. You must go to the mediator. You must discuss these things. So in one sense, it's like, well, I don't really have a choice, but note that you always have a choice, always. There's not a time that you do not have a choice. Maybe it's a choice you're making. Maybe it's not a choice you're making, but in every now moment, it's always a choice. But let's say that you must go to this mediator, and you must go do something for the sake of this third dimensional field you're in. Here's where you have a choice. Are you listening? You have a choice in the state of your beingness, in the state of consciousness, Yeah, I'm trying to say that word and it's, okay, in your state of consciousness, where was I? In your state of the consciousness you're holding, that's the choice you have. That's the empowered place you hold. By holding that place, even though things are not going your way, you're making them go your way. That's a step one, stepping into that field, stepping into the change, stepping into what's coming. Not be afraid to go over there and step on it. The moment you step on it, the moment that you start your dominion over it. But fear most usually takes over. If I'm afraid of something, just go ahead and do it. Start doing it. Because number one, you want to do it, and number two, it will empower you, not disempower you. Because you're coming out of an active, active and conscious mind field rather than an unconscious mind field. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. Okay. So I was talking about the state of consciousness you're holding. That's the choice that you have. That's the empowered place you hold. So if you find yourself in any now moment, in an experience where you're like, yeah, but I don't really have a choice. I'm not really creating this. First, you're always creating every now moment, and you always have a choice. And if you can't necessarily step out of the experience, if you cannot step out of the experience, you then you choose the state of consciousness you want to be in, what you want to manifest. find your breath, find your body, find your light. When you're in that state that you are unsure, first find your breath, find your body, find your light, and find your energy, your vibration, your hum, your pulse. If you do these three things when you're in any situation that you don't necessarily want to be in, that you have to be in, find your breath, find your body, find your frequency or your light, and it will be safe. You'll be empowered and you will be fine. It is that simple. Now, to be able to start to really become the creator, to recognize that you're a free will individual every now and moment, here's a couple of things you can do. One, observe, 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 observe. Bring out the observer. Number two, is this coming from external or internal? Am I creating this from my own past or from my own future fears or future expectations or future anything? Or is it coming from an external source? 3, do I want it? And 4, choose to be free-willed and out of victimhood. You're constantly choosing now. Here's the balance point. Whatever you're feeling, what the step number 1 is, you're observing yourself. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I being? When you're in a present moment state, you must surrender to what is in the now. So right now, I'm feeling anxiety and stress. Now, step number 2, where is the anxiety and stress coming from? External or internal? So you're allowing yourself to feel what's coming up, anxiety and stress. You're not blocking it. You're not getting upset with it. You're not judging it or attaching to it. That's step 1. Step 2, it is coming from something external. Huge piece to ask yourself. Or is it coming from internal? Because when you start to ask if it's coming from external, you then start to realize how you have been controlled for so long. Where is it coming from? And then step 3, in this, is this something you want? Do you want that experience? An experience that is empowering. You're empowering yourself. Even anxiety and stress, you can choose to step out as soon as you allow yourself to feel it and surrender to it with an attachment or a judgment. And then you start to navigate. Where is it coming from? You then ask yourself, what do you want? And I think that a lot of people don't know what they want. And that is a major problem because they have totally blamed the outside world. That way, if I don't make decisions, I'm not responsible. So what happens then? You freeze. You know, fight, flight, or freeze. It's freeze that a lot of people use or try to get back with it. So again, allow yourself to feel it and surrender to it without an attachment or a judgment. And then you start to navigate. Where is it coming from? You then ask yourself, what do you want? And then you start to soften yourself or move yourself into a state of consciousness that will allow you to navigate that which you're experiencing that you don't like. For instance, this anxiety and stress, I don't like it. It's coming from an external source. Do I want this? No. One thing I'm going to do is move away from or turn off that external source. I'm going to turn off the external source that created that anxiety and stress. If I can't, what am I going to do for myself? Maybe I'm going to go take a bath. Maybe I'm going to listen to some music. Maybe I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to take control. I'm going to be the creator. I am going to choose. I'm not going to sit back and say, so and so did this to me, because that's what you're creating. Unconsciously, you're making yourself a victim by doing that. You feel disempowered, hopeless and hopeless. You know, so instead of blaming other people, she did this to me and the other one did that to me. I just watched the news and they did this to me and they did that to me and they're changing things for me and I don't like it and I'm feeling this now. What do I do? Here it is again. I can't ever get away from this. That's victimhood. That's disempowering. The fact that you're a being of light in human form that has complete creative power over here and now. And that's always. We are stepping into sovereignty, empowerment, courage, peace, joy, love. The only way we do this is we recognize what we have been in an unconsciously controlled victimhood state. The key word here is unconscious. We have been unconscious because nobody's teaching that, because you cannot be controlled if you depend on you, if you can make your own choices rather than following the herd. So that phrase again, if we recognize what we have been, that we have been in an unconscious controlled victimhood state. If you look at the teachers online and you think that they have all the answers for you, we don't. We're just here to share information. And if you get upset with people and you get upset with teachers and you get upset with the news, you get upset with all these people lying to you, telling you the side of a story that you want to hear or not want to hear, or deceiving you, or whatever words you want to use. That's you, and it's on you. That's on you always, because you need to constantly be asking yourself, what does this feel like? Do I want it? Does it resonate? Those are the things that you must ask when you're uncomfortable. What do I want? Is it, is it okay to have this? Is it good for me? Does it resonate? Is it peaceful? Do I feel peace if I choose this? Do I want it? And stop blaming your experiences on the external. Then you're going to become empowered. Then you're going to be free. Then you're going to be choosing every now moment your state of consciousness, your state of being. When you step out of victimhood, you are so free. And when you're free, you start creating your own reality, no matter what comes in, no matter what comes in, you're still creating your own reality. When you're free, you start creating your own reality, no matter what comes in. If you feel anxiety and fear and stress and worry, 1 second, right? Big deal. You're feeling it. You're observing yourself feeling it. Where did it come from? Do I want it? What or how do I relieve it? And what do I want next? Where am I at right now? What do I want right now? And what do I want next? now and next. I may be having a pretty good, I may be in a very good state, but that will be, you know, if I don't keep up my emotional energy to match that, then I'm not going to maintain that state. So what is it that I want to relieve? I want to relieve the good times, the abundant times, the harmony times, the peaceful times, the loving times. This is a higher state of consciousness. While you stand in a matrix that has been designed to keep you unconscious, just part of the density of it, and controlling you, manipulating you, telling you what you need, which side to pick, telling you what to feel, telling you what to do, because of course, no matter which side they pick, they're always right, and they're always the correct ones, regardless of the lies, regardless of the manipulation techniques. It's amazing what we are doing here. It's amazing that we are becoming the beings that we have always been. We're now remembering, we're now feeling it, we're now stepping into it. This is our birthright. Our birthright is to step out of victimhood. Our birthright is to be free-willed. Our birthright is to create an every now moment, to be the creator beings that we have always been. This isn't about making somebody wrong or bad. This is about stepping into our light, stepping into our freedom, stepping into our sovereignty and choosing. That's it. Let's step into the freedom. Let's step into free will. Let's step into creatorship. And finally, let's step into our beingness. And so it is. Okay. Time for questions. That was a mouthful. Yes, Penny.
So basically, we're saying when there are teachers we admire, for some of the people even today said, Louise Hay, for example, you know, we have teachers. So,
including Jesus, who was
and
a
Jesus,
teacher also.
and all the people that we may have mentioned today. So those people are there to not influence us, or to just give
We're
us
not meant to be influencers. We're meant to show you the way. That way, go that way, but the work is yours. We can tell you how to get there, but we're not going to do the work for you. That's a self-care thing.
Okay.
Yes, Lisa. Are you done, Penny?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, you can always come back. Yes, Lisa.
So while you were talking, just one of the thoughts that came into mind is that one of those programs and probably incorrect things that I've been trained is that you always have to go through hurt and pain to grow. But you're saying that's not true.
That's not true. You already know everything.
Yeah.
But you have been told that you don't know anything. You've been taught that you came in deficient. You came in with the original sin, or you came in owing karma to somebody, or there's always you owe something. You come in, you come here, and you start. There's already a debt done by you. Once you are expelled out of the womb, the moment that you do that, you are now owned. And you will start learning the process of how the third dimension works, because the world most certainly will tell you how. Behave this way, especially with kids. Behave this way. You don't do that. You don't say things like that. You do not. And the thing is, we start programming those children to think that whatever they do or say is not right, that they have to depend on somebody else to tell them what is correct or the correct way to do things. And that's why the big obstacles between parents and children. So any other questions from you?
I do, but I'll let other people talk first.
Okay. So now I'm gonna start asking the people. Sarah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. I want you to ask me a question about what I just spoke.
Hmm. I guess I'm kind of struggling right now with this concept in particular. So my mind's going in a bunch of different ways because I'm currently in an experience that I could see and a lot of people could see as like, I feel like I'm being attacked. And, but I know that's my perception of it that allows that to be that way. And my victimhood, I guess my question would be, when you feel like your body getting activated and you feel like that change in energy, what is a tool besides, you know, like taking a breath that you could use to get yourself to a more centered, peaceful place when you feel like there are outside circumstances that are like literally like attacking you or coming after you?
I would say play songs of self-validation, of gratitude, and do something that makes you feel good. You know, having the ability to rise above what your body's telling you. You're not the body, so that means you have control of your body. And can you lower your radio back there?
I'm sorry?
Can you lower your radio? Or your TV? I don't know what it was.
I don't have a radio or TV on.
Okay.
We're hearing a male voice in the background. Is that Chris?
Oh, he's on the phone way in another room. That's funny.
It's picking it up.
Yeah, we're hearing it.
Might want to
Huh.
more.
Yeah, we're hearing him.
Oh, wow. He's way in the other room, but okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's
It's
fine.
amazing what gets picked up.
But I wanted to tell you that everything that we do creates an intention. It's done through intention. It's not done through, okay, and I'm waiting to feel better. No, you have to make yourself feel better. There's no such thing as, okay, I'm waiting to feel better and I'm taking pills and I'm not talking about you per se. I'm just talking in general.
Yes.
And I did this, or I drank alcohol, or I did whatever. What needs to happen instead is recognizing who you are in that body, recognizing that you are a creator, that you have dominion over that you are created of energy, that energy does not get blocked, it cannot get blocked. It is a mind thing that is blocking you, it's not your energy. It is something that you are resisting. And I don't know what that resistance is, and I don't want you to tell me because that's your business. Realize that it's not your body doing that. It's your mind. And your mind is trying to tell you that, you know, it's trying to hold you back from whatever it is that you're holding back from. Also, ask yourself, why are you so bothered by this? And last but not least, you need to look at yourself and claim that you are the creator of your life. To the creator of the truth is, I'm the creator of my life. The truth is, I am my safety. The truth is, I come back to me, to the core of who I am, to the divinity that I am. And through that, I know I can handle everything. That all things are possible through this. Does that make sense, Sarah?
Yes, it does.
Because
Thank
you
you.
have to, yeah, you have to do this. You have to. It's when people are depressed or really down or really, oh my God, and playing from the victimhood part. And I'm saying playing, I don't mean that it's unconsciously done, but it's
Mhm.
when that happens, all they have to do is intend something else, intend a different feeling. Okay, we can go and have see a comedy show and we're laughing and we're, regardless, or there are things that sometimes I've been extremely pissed and somebody said something and cracked me up right in the middle of that. And so it's not like it's a stable condition. It's not, or like, oh my God, now I don't know what to do. He's not calling me, or she didn't call and I don't know what to do because, oh, my poor little self, you know, he has total control over me. And, I have to abide by the rules. Whoa, I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And not, and that's it. And that's your life. That is your sovereignty. Claim who you are, regardless if whether somebody else is agreeing with you or not. You don't need their validation. Just I do what I need to do and you do what you need to do, and we're both okay.
Thank you so much. I really needed that.
Okay. Does anybody has a question or do I have to pick? Hi, Martha.
Thank you, Angie. Let's see if I can articulate this. I feel like for a long time, I've observed myself fluctuating between being in a situation of victimhood or being in like this like perfect place. And that's how I have survived very difficult times, actually. But right now, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety, especially at night. And so I didn't sleep well last night. And also, well, anyway, I'm in this transition place that I've been going through for a bit with how to separate from my daughter or just make it to the next step of that. And the anxiety that I'm feeling has to do, well, I was thinking after very, very beautiful presentation. Thank you. And very helpful and very powerful. And after you completed that presentation, I was thinking that maybe what is happening to me is that I'm in this in-between place where I'm doubting the capacity of my daughter. I'm kind of still between like being her protector and her catching her and letting her go. And what's particularly causing me anxiety is that she was put in a very strong dosage and very strong medicine while at the hospital. And it wasn't because she needed it. It was because she was extremely anxious at the hospital because that place and everything was very scary for her. And now she wants to come off of it. But I think because of the circumstances where she's at, she's not doing anything about it. And she's not. And so I'm worried about this. I'm really worried about this. So anyway, I guess that's where I have been fluctuating between like, okay, she'll get there where she'll take action, or people will realize and something will happen that will stop that. But also I'm fluctuating between that and like, I got to do something about it. But then I don't do anything about it because anyway, that's kind of a long story, but part of
Okay,
it
I'm gonna
has to
stop
do.
you for a second. I want you to know that no matter what you do or don't do, it won't matter on anything that you plan or don't plan. Life will happen the way it's intended to happen, and you have no control over that. So the worrying part is saying to you that you have no control. And the thing is that you do have control over you and your emotions, you and your body, and you and your life. She may be this. She may be disabled or something.
Yeah.
But wait, let me finish. She may be disabled or not, but she's still her own sovereign. She has a sovereignty in her own being, and she's. You need to respect that, and you cannot take away her karma. She came here to the same as you, but in a different way to make difference, to make a difference to people that need to see this. And not necessarily the parents, but the world per se. So no matter what you do or don't do, things will get done the way they're supposed to get done, with or without you. And that goes for any of you, any of you. No matter what it is, you do not have control over anything except you. So let's say you're sick or you're, or you're over worrying or whatever. All you have to do is go back to you. You
Yeah.
need to go back to you and apply everything that I have been teaching you. The problem
Yeah.
is that you have to apply it. It won't work without it. I'm trying to empower you to deal with the new energies. It's an
Yeah.
empowering move. So
Yeah.
you need to self-empower. I cannot do the work for you, but I have given you enough tools for you to be able to shift. What when you do not do that is telling me that you're not doing the work. Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm just going through a very big transition, and
Right.
but I am in a situation where I am transitioning from being a caretaker, and I see that I'm being challenged to, in a way, it's kind of what's coming up for me is like the taking care of me. I'm in that space of like,
Yeah, but you
yeah,
don't
of
know
letting
what it
go.
is you need yet. You don't know what it is you need yet because you haven't even looked. Because you have been too focused on the other person. So to look in, that's how come I said specifically for this class, most of you do not know what it is you want. I didn't say
Well,
all of
actually,
you, but most of you.
yeah, yeah. Well, I do actually. That's funny because I'm in a state where I do know a lot of what I want, and that's why I'm in this like place where I know I can't take her back, but I am struggling with the transition. But yeah. And
this year is a year of growth. It's number 5.
what?
Not only are you changing, but our lives, all of our lives, are going to be very where we have to look at what we're doing, and it's going to move very fast. Um, because it is a year of it's like putting you put things in a blender. You put it on 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. The higher you go, the faster it goes. So you're dealing with time deficits, and you're dealing with knowing deficits. Not that you don't know, but you do not know what you want. You know your needs. And you want to appease your needs. But I'm asking you to look at your wants, not your needs.
Yeah, I do have that. I have like I want to travel. I want to, you know, so I do have wants that are very clear. I'm just in this in between space, and it's yeah.
Okay, you don't
I
have
was
to be there. You're there by choice.
yeah.
You're not
You
blaming
mean
God.
it?
You're there by
Yeah, in
choice.
the of being in the in between space.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Whatever you are, there you are. It is you doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I try to teach in this particular class, that you cannot say it's out there. You cannot say it's because of this, that, the other. Why do you allow yourself to feel this bad? Why? What value does it bring to you?
The anxiety. Well, the anxiety that's keeping me up, and I just know that when I don't sleep well, then I'm just more fragile, and so there's like something subconsciously happening in the middle of the night.
Okay.
That's yeah.
So now there is tools for every one of the things you mentioned of how to shift out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It is a shift, it's all it is. And it doesn't, it's not a Herculean task.
Yeah.
It's as easy as focusing on something else. It's as simply as letting go of stuff and giving it to the robot. It is as simple as you recognizing that you live in a controlled world, and most of your anger and worrying and all of that comes from that. Okay, I'm gonna have to move on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? One last question. Can you close your mic, Martha? Yes, Lisa.
So can you elaborate where is it? Okay, so you were saying this higher vibration is coming our way, but and it's going to, if we are wanting it or ready for it, but it's going to create a much faster. You said it'll
The
be much
faster vibration is already there. It's
Yeah,
already here.
I know it's already here.
It's not that it's coming. It's here.
It's here, but it's going to go faster.
Yes, you said that. Yes.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit about that?
You have to ask me, what is it that you need elaborating on?
The faster piece of it. Are you saying that, you know, it's going to feel like time? It's just not. I just would like to know what you mean by faster.
In order for that not to affect you, you have to collapse your time and space continuum and go into the mindfulness that you do until you get to the still point. Once you get to the still point, get behind it and get lost in the allness of all that is. And from there, you begin to really know what it is you're doing and what it is you're wanting and what is being said to you.
Yeah.
From that one point, you're wanting to explain time, and you're not a creature of time. But we all do that because we live in the continuum. It's not a matter of let me see how I can control time. First of all, time is a mind construct. It doesn't exist.
I realize now that I said, but when I asked the question, I realized.
Right, because I mean, it does not, your question was not phrased correctly.
Yeah, I realize now that I said the question. Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, put your hands on your heart, people. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath and exhale slowly. And I want you to take another deep breath on your own time and release slowly. I want you to have the intention of allowing release, allowing the release of tension, the release of stress, the release of worries, the release of fear, allowing. That's what we are. We are beings that are light, and anything that is not of the light, we can choose to release that. And I'm asking the powers that be that to remove and to help us take away and this release of emotions, this release of the belief that we're less than, the belief that we're not enough, the belief that we are in danger, the belief that our friends or family are in danger, that they're not safe. Those are false beliefs. They're not ours. So they're easily removable. Masking the powers that be that give them to our robots. They're really not ours. It's a programming. Um, Somebody mentioned an in-between place, but a different type of dimension. That's what she is going into. Problem with that is that it's kind of like a trap because it won't let you move. It's a freezing part. For those of you that freeze, I ask that this fear be removed. For those that feel abandonment, it's not true. We can never be abandoned. We're always with the one. So we release that fear, the fear that we're getting older and how are we going to survive? What is this world coming to, etc., etc. You are the creator of universes, the stars and galaxies. What we do in this earth is pitiful. It's nothing that it really creates a great strain on you. It's not hard to do if you're coming from the correct mindset. So as I'm removing all of these things from us and asking our Holy Spirit to remove and release into the robot everything that is of this nature. I'm also going into past lives and the so-called curses that people intentionally or unintentionally meant to give us. I'm getting rid of that. That's not ours. Our bodies is the temple of the living God. We are unconditional. We are omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. A part of us is always there. The part that is in you, the part that you belong to, the Spirit of God, the feminine energy of the Holy Spirit, allowing that energy to flood our bodies from the top of our heads to the bottoms of our feet, allowing that healing energy to go inside our bodies and to go outside our bodies, including all the skin and all the hair and every area on our skin outside the body. Allowing allowing ourselves to be unlimited. It is okay to play with limitedness, but we are done with that game. We're being asked to step up and start claiming our sovereignty. So I'm asking you to come up with me. We can do this together. We can do it. All of us can do this. All it takes is an intention that was formed by love, by our beingness, by our oneness. You are safe. You are the glory of God. You are the manifestation of God on earth as it is in heaven. You are that which you are searching for. Turn within and find the Spirit of the Most High dwelling within you, and find the Spirit of love enfolding you, and find the God essence and recognize it as your essential self. Therefore, I say to you, allow peace. You are being of love, you are being of peace, you are being of abundance and joy and mercy and kindness and goodness. Well-being is yours. I ask for well-beingness to flood your entire body inside and out, and all of your other bodies. I'm asking the Spirit of love to come into our bodies and nurture us right in our core, in our essence, to allow the love to merge with our love freely and without condition. There's nothing to fear. No one can scare you without your permission, because they now will know that they cannot touch you, and that whatever gets thrown your way will be boomerang right back to the person that drew it. You are safe. You are wonderful. You are amazing. And God incarnate in the flesh, manifesting as different entities, but being of one mind, one soul, of one spirit, unifying everyone and everything. I want you to extend your hands forward, facing your screen, as we now include the world, sending energy to the core of the earth, sending energy to all the living waters, all the waters and all the bodies of water on the earth, in the earth, all of the pastures, all of the greenery, all the foliage, all the forests, all the trees, all the moss and all the fungi growing and multiplying and covering the entire earth, even when they go through the deserts. There is life. I'm calling forth the energy of all the trees to join us in our meditation. And if you are one of those people that likes a specific tree, bring it with you into this meditation and allow that energy that the tree is offering. The tree is offering this energy freely, unconditionally, in whatever form you want to use this. Now I call forth all of mankind, all the animals, and on the in and on the earth, on the water, on the air, the mountains, covering everyone, everywhere, allowing strength to everyone in this world, allowing the virus to let go. It is time for this virus to be done. And so I am asking the energy, the healing energy of all that is, to thank the virus for what it came to do. It has been very enlightening. But we now need to proceed with what we came here to do. And in that essence, that is the essence that I'm releasing this energy into the world. And I'm asking you to breathe in deeply and release that energy into the world. I'm asking for protection for all of us and our families and our friends and families. I'm praying for everybody that has asked for prayer to any one of us in whatever way and shape or method. I am asking for energy to be released to all the people that requested the prayer, but also to people that don't have anybody to pray with them and people that want prayer. And so breathe in deeply again so we can release this energy. We come to you in kindness and in goodness. I'm asking the mercy of God to put his hands upon this and to put its hands on my unbelief and our unbeliefs. And so it is. Amen. Namaste. Okay, we have 5 minutes left.
Martha?
Yeah.
Hi. I can't see everybody on the screen, so I can't see you, Virginia. But I just wanted to just check on the change of the time. I guess it's final. I didn't. I just wanted to say that right now, Thursdays is the day. Well, one of the things that's going on is that nobody else is taking my daughter to any of her therapies or things, so I am doing that. And Thursday's the day that I'm like practically all day long with her on things. Is it final that the date is set for Thursday? I just thought I'd put in a word just in case. If not, I know that this is the way it is, and that the schedule will shift, and at some point I can join you guys again. But I just wanted to bring it up because right now, any other day would work for me. Wednesday or Friday would work.
Okay,
yeah.
Martha, the reason that we changed to Thursday was because it was the only day that Reverend Virginia had to participate. And she's my number one help, aside from Donna, because Donna is also a great help for me. So I need you to know that It's not that we're doing this to separate people. I will be talking to Virginia maybe about changing the time, but it wouldn't be that much of a difference if we did do it. You know,
Yeah.
like either in the
Okay.
morning or in the afternoon later. Like instead of 1, it might be 2. And instead of 1, it might be 11. But I don't know. I don't know how that fits into her schedule, and we might remain where we're at. But we are trying to accommodate as many people as we can. Virginia
Okay.
hasn't had much rest, so I am asking all of you to send her some energy and to see if anybody can volunteer for her. She's very, very much in need of volunteers. So if you know of anybody who can, that's in the area, please do so. It really would be very much appreciated.
What type
Anyhow,
of volunteer
any,
for what?
anything and everything.
I
In
can
other
get
words,
back to you on that, Penny.
Huh?
I can give you some ideas,
Oh,
and I need to be
after.
clear and organize what I could specifically need help with. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Okay. I myself am going to become a volunteer. But truly, if you can do this, please help. Anything else you want to add, Virginia?
Well, yes, we need help like with ushers on Sunday, and Penny's already serving as a worship assistant, which is wonderful. Sometimes we need somebody to read the daily word in English or in Spanish on Sunday. Sometimes it's in the office. It might be moving chairs and tables around. It might be helping to sanitize. It might be helping outside, get a little cleaned up outside. Or inside. Things like it's just general tasks that need to be done, testing the water, watering plants inside the building, stuffing bulletins, those kind of things. So sometimes just to be here and answer the phone, you know. So
So, I mean,
I'll work up a wish list of volunteer tasks.
so anyway, if you find something that you can do or would be willing to do, I'll let Virginia know. So I'm very grateful for all of you. Penny, Martha, I wish that there was a way that we can work with you. But if nothing else, you have all of our recordings. You have access to all of them. We will keep you on our list so you get informed. And what I will suggest to you is that you at least listen to them, even the classes you attended, because there's so much material that I always give. There's a lot of it. It may seem like it's a lot of repetitive stuff, but there is a lot of ways of incorporating things. In every class, I give you something extra and something extra and something extra but you need to pile all that into all the previous ones in order for it to work. And most of you are doing that. That's, how about you, Rosalila? Any
What
comments?
about me? Sorry?
Any comments?
About your class today?
Either that or volunteering or.
Yeah, I understand, Rev, that you need some help, and but I can't offer, if you're wanting me to come and help, it's gonna have to be very sporadic, and I don't know how you deal with that because of my work schedule. That's just the way it is. Usually this time of year is my busiest time of year, but it's been a little bit slower, so I might have some time next week if you want me to come and do a couple hours.
And sometimes it's like doing some research on the internet for me, looking up stuff.
Sure.
You know, it
I
could
can do that at home.
be erratic tasks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here to support you, and I'm also supportive of Thursday. It's still going to be the same time. Is that right?
Yeah, well, yes,
So far,
unless something else is better. Is there anything, Martha, anytime Thursday at all that you have?
No, don't worry about me right now, because Thursday it's like I leave, like I have to be an hour from here at 11:30 in the morning, and then I kind of make it a whole day thing. So don't worry about me right now. I trust that this is going to work out. It looks like she's going to be starting new therapies. Things are going to shift. I trust that it's going to work out. And I just want to say I'm really thankful. I have enjoyed you guys very much. Keep me posted. I've been meaning to go to the prayer group. I just haven't been able to because I had another commitment that has conflicted with that, but I think I'll be able to in the future. So keep me posted on all of that.
oh, there's one tomorrow.
Yeah, I really enjoy and get a lot out of this, and I am applying it, and it's like been one of those things that I really look forward to, even though sometimes I haven't been able to be here. But I trust, and I know it's going to work out. And so don't worry about me. And then we'll see if there's a way I can help. We'll see as my life, falls into place. I didn't say my daughter got another diagnosis, but I know that that's like also another thing, but I'm just like processing a lot right now. And lots of love to you all. And I'm going to jump off because I have a doctor's appointment.
We love you.
Like
We
right
love
now.
you.
Yeah.
I want you to know that we appreciate you and we love you, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. The same.
It's been
You
an
guys
honor.
Yeah, thank
So we're
you.
sending you energy, as
Thank you.
until
I'll
we
miss
see
you.
you again. I know that I will see you again, so I'm not worried. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. People, we have to go. It's
Reverend Virginia, do you need,
What?
are you going to be inside Sunday, do you think?
Yeah, it's because there's rain and cooler forecast.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was wondering if you need, because I could usher. I have a breakfast. I'm supposed to be getting together with a friend for breakfast Sunday morning, but I could probably be there by 10:15.
That would be great.
Because yeah, okay, that would, or even I don't know. We usually get together pretty early, so yeah, I could be all dressed and ready to go after because we're going to Revelations Cafe, which is really close.
Oh yeah, down the road.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
right.
right down the road. So yeah, it would only take me a few minutes to get there from there to
Yeah.
so no later than 10:15, maybe even a little earlier. Okay, well I could do that, and I have to just take
Right.
temperatures and show them where the urns are and so forth. I mean the baskets.
Baskets, yeah.
Baskets. Okay.
Right.
And
Thank you.
and basically just tell them when they're coming in that they have to socially distance and make sure they have their masks on and so on.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Stay on here, Virginia. Stay with me. Yeah. So, I hope you don't mind that I did that.
No, that's great. Thank you. And I need to do more outreach like that. And I will do it tomorrow night in the prayer circle too. And I do need to get organized about what exactly I'm asking people to do. But right now we do need ushers. We need some people to just do a few little things around inside the building and around the property,
Mhm. I can do some paperwork. I can do some book things. I can do some dusting,
Uh-huh.
things like that. I can do.
Can you do a little sanitizing?
I can do that.
Yeah, because a lot of people we have can't be around the chemicals. So,
Right.
and it's not that much to do, but every little bit helps.
Do you have a pair of gloves there because I don't want to be touching with my hands.
Yes, we can do that.
Thick ones. Okay.
Oh, thick ones? Okay.
Thick ones. I don't want the flimsy ones because I don't feel any protection through that.
Right.
Yeah,
I can get gloves.
I will talk to you later about coffee.
Uh-huh. About coffee?
Yeah, is somebody here?
I don't think so.
Somebody's hammering and carrying on.
That's the neighbor. They're having their roof replaced.
Oh, they sound like they're right here.